Okay, pilots, on to the next step here. So what I've got to do now is I've got to cut my canopy. Okay. Now in the last video I explained to you how I want my glass to be sliding up under this lip here. So I'm going to try to cut it right along the edge of that lip. Don't get no big hurry. Because I've also got to go back and trim just a little bit of this thing off on this front piece. I'm going to go up here to the top of the crown. I'm going to use my light there to cast a good line there for me. And hold that canopy in just the right way. Oh, come on, it just won't get over that little handle right there. And aim right. That was a pretty good cut there. Just left a little bit of a nail there. I want to feel of it, see, and make sure that that lip's completely gone. Completely gone. Got a little bit there, but can't get away to it. I got it that time. Yep. Because you don't want to have to do no sanding or nothing on this. Alright. Looking pretty good there. Now, like I said, I'm going to have to do a little trimming right here to get the edge, the downward moving edge off of it. So where that paint is gray, where the paint is gray on this edge out here, you can barely see a little bit of a clear area there in front of that gray. I'm just going to try to stay right on that gray line. Get around that handle. My gray's going a little offline right there, so there might be just a little bit of clear left at the top. Because I want to leave as much of that rise there in it, so that that glass will have a lot of room to go up under there. Feeling like it's just barely on there. Let's see where I'm at. Now I'm going to fill that and make sure I don't feel no edge on that. That's feeling pretty good. Winter, winter. I might have chicken dinner. Alright, what's going to be, should be when I put it on there, you know, it should go up under it, but down here, now this piece here is going to go where it originally was, you know. I was talking about having to move this forward to get that to move about 3 millimeters up underneath that, which, you know, I got to work with it there a little bit, because I got to make that cut down here. So I'm going to go ahead and make that cut, and then I'm going to show you how I'm going to make my railing down here. But I'm just going to take, I've got a rivet there. At the end, it's got, maybe, if you can see it, I'm trying to just turn it there and let you see it. But there it is. I'm going to go up to that last rivet right there. So that would be a slide. Yep. It's going to be on just a hair of an angle. But this also has an indentation in it. So I'm wanting to go up high enough for that cut to get that indentation out too. Where it's nice and smooth up here. It don't have a little bevel right there. And what I might have to do is when I glue this piece here on there, I might leave this unglued about 3 millimeters or so as far as I want that glass going, and might even put something up here just to hold that glass out just a little bit, you know, where that'll slide up underneath it. This glue on this canopy ain't good. That's what pulls the paint off the things when you go to pull the canopies off, is that glue. Go just a little bit further. You got to turn it in the light a certain way just to see it. That's gracious. Boy, FMS put the glue on that one. They didn't want that canopy to come off. It sure did. And I got to get it off. I got to see how it's going to slide on there. Come on, ice cream. Taking my thumb and rubbing it, getting a big old ball up there, then pulling that ball back to me. Sometimes it's so thin, sometimes you just can't do it. You just gotta sit there and rub it off like this with your thumb. But when it's kind of thick like that, it'll come right off sometimes. This is the way sometimes if we ain't got a decal removing tool, which is nothing more than a rubber wheel being spun at real high RPM to take a decal off and two-sided tape stuff off. This is the way we used to have to do it before they made that tool. Right up under it. Right up under it. And that's how much further I'm gonna have to mount the canopy to get it to slide under that glass. Let's see if I can get it to move here. Can't move. Can't wet my fingertips here. There it comes. There it goes there. And it'll come back about so far, and it'll be lifting the rear end too, and then the canopy will start coming up. And it'll come down, come back there, and then slide it forward. Right up in there. Okay. Alright, now the railing system here. The railing system. I've been thinking about this all night. Only slept last night. I'm sick, I'm telling you I'm sick. But I've been instituted, and I feel much better now. Okay, let's get this out of the way. We know that's gonna work. We know our distance back here. The side of the canopy here. Note the little wall, okay? Note how thick it is to the thickness of the paint on the outside here to the inside here. It's not, it's pretty close there, right? All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut this foam right up through here to about, I'm gonna actually stop. I might have to, let's see, I don't know, that might be long enough right there. If you'll see on the inside here, it's got these two little blocks. There's one on this side, just like it is over here on this side. See this little block right here? If I stop my cut right here and just take this piece right here out and glue it to the canopy, okay? Glue it to the canopy. Cut my little short 3mm piece off the end here where to move all the way up. See? And after I've cut it out, okay, I'm gonna take it and turn it upside down and make a V cut in the foam, okay, and cut a triangle shaft out of it, okay. And then I'm gonna flip that over, well, it's gonna be a triangle, but I want the two edges because I might make kind of an acute triangle. And where to ride that rail, when I glue it back to the bottom piece, when the top piece comes down, it'll have that V cut in it to where the bottom piece will fit down in that V cut and be a guide. We're gonna go that route. How you like me now? Okay. So, we'll make this cut here, right at the end of that block. Now, let's see here. That thing's gonna have to move. I'm gonna have to cut a little bit of that block out. I'm gonna have to, because that thing's gonna have to move a good 3mm. So that means it's gonna be coming down 3mm back and then moving forward 3mm. So I'm gonna have to actually cut a 3mm block out of here and then use the rest of it up this way for the frame. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use that same angle that block's in right there, because it's kind of got a slight angle to it, not straight up and down. So I'm gonna use that angle. And hope I don't run into a spar. What have I hit there? No, I've hit nothing. All right, and it's just a little bit, a little bit deeper than what the outside is, but I'm gonna stick with the outside. And also, I've got to do the same thing up here. I've got to cut that little 3mm block out of this part. So I'm gonna go straight down right here in the front. Try not to damage my dash now. Okay. I'm gonna come back here. And I hadn't cut my 3mm off of this centerpiece, but I went ahead and cut it back all the way here and here. So I can just go ahead and make this cut and have that whole block out of the way. But this is gonna be a good one here now, pilots. I'm gonna have to make a pretty good precise cut here with a box cutter, because I want that to be nice and level. Be an angle. It'll be straight up now. Well, straight level. Trying to stay, I'm looking out here on the outside here and just kind of trying to stay straight. A little bit of paint. Oh, come on. Okay. Now, like I said, I'm going to turn this over upside down. I'll make a V cut right down the center of it here. Try to. That's just Pepsi. All right. Lord have mercy, that thing is exactly 10mm. So I'm dead center. Okay, I can't go but about 2 millimeters deep. This thing ain't really gonna be big. Not getting in no big hurry. Ain't gonna be much more. Let me see here. Let me see here. Maybe a little bit of a lip. Of course, after I have a little bit of glue there, might have to sand a little rough edge down or something. I could take my epoxy and just kind of maybe build a bridge there, maybe, to get it where it slide on it. And now, see, I'm gonna glue that whole piece in there. I'm not gonna cut my 3 millimeter sections out of that one. I'm gonna do it out of this one. Let's see here. So it's gonna be sliding. Yep. I'm gonna take a little extra off of this just in case. I can always glue it back on there. I still want to do this side because it's kind of a little crooked of a cut. So I'm just going to take a little bit off of this end to make that 3 millimeters, because I know this is the front piece here. This is the front of the. Because I've got paint on the inside, no paint on the outside where the canopy was glued. So this is going to kind of go right in here. Let's see, I want to actually to be back a little bit, just in case that piece of glass there wants to hit before this does. So I'm going to leave about 1 millimeter of that front of that glass. Well, how me show it to you here. That's where I'm gonna glue it. Glue that there. And I'm gonna do the other side, okay? So in order to do this, I've got to have this set up. Look at something here. It's going to be, that canopy's going to have to be there. Right. Okay. Now we're cooking with gas. Okay. I know I've got to come up forward some more with my mechanism in order to get that little bit of a distance, which you don't do. You give that far. Let's see. It's gonna be right in there somewhere. So that's my length of how far forward it's gonna be going. So I've got to get my mechanism moved forward enough to where this glass is set flush right down here. So that means we want to cut more to the front. On this wall here. The front wall here is going to have to go forward some more. Not much. This time I'm going to cut. That will be rising up. So I'm going to cut a little bit of an angle here. Got to go all the way down now. All the way down, and I got to be careful on my cut here. That's why I'm going real slow, because I just got to stop right there where that canopy stops. I sure am cutting a lot of material away in it. Just got to go a little bit further. I'm at an angle there. I want to make sure I'm down. Right down. Something like that. I tell you, it's a ghost. It's a ghost. Oh, don't lose that. So I'll have to come in here where all this raw foam is and put a layer of what I do is I put a layer of epoxy on it. That way it seals it, allows paint to stick to it pretty good. Alright, now the edges there. Now I know something else I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to trim these edges here. Since I'm moving the whole thing forward, I got to make adjustments everywhere. I've got to make adjustments everywhere. All the way up that canopy. Okay, and that's hitting that. Go ahead and finish off getting that out of the way. Just go ahead and get it out of the way. Let's see, I better leave that for right now. Hitting down here. Okay. Right here. See this beveled edge? See how it's got a beveled edge? Well, I've had to cut about 1/4 of an inch of a block more out of that. So that's a factory edge right here. Let's see if I can get it. That's a. I can't tell which side I'm looking at. This is a factory edge right here, where it's rounded. I've cut a square block out of it right here a little bit further forward. I'm gonna do the same to this side. Oh, I don't want my thumb right there. Trying not to cut all of it, I mean the whole top half out. I'm just trying to get a block there where that mount can move forward a little bit. About so size. Let's let it move forward now. There we go. That's where I was cutting the blocks out for it to move forward right here. I know I'm gonna have to thin my canopy right here, so let's just go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it. Trying to stay parallel with the outside of it there, but cutting about 2.5 millimeters, 1/8 of an inch maybe off of it. Let's see, I've got to cut this whole thing off over here. Well, we'll just do this for example. I know if it bulges it out over here, I know what I mean. Yeah, that's sitting nice and flat now. Yep. Yep, let me see here. And it's nice and mounted nice up against the flush up again. I mean, it's not flush, but it's just, you know, where it needs to be up there at the top. See, where that mount can be glued to it right there. The canopy's got a little bit of a distance there forward. I've got that cut where that's not going to be bulging out here, but it is over here because I haven't cut it yet. I can see it all the way through it there where it's already bulging out the front. This is going to be sitting in the factory spot. My 3mm cut on the front there looks perfect on this side. What's it look like on this side? Looks a little long on that one maybe. Still got my still holding my canopy in the right place. Still got the mechanism in the right place. I'm looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Looks like all my cuts is looking good. I mean, it's laying right down there in the factory seam where it was. Got my little bit of the distance. Notice the distance there where the factory was laying. And then back here at the back, I'm gonna have to detail, I'm gonna have to kind of trim that up a little bit too. It's looking good. It's looking good. Alright, pilots, I'm gonna tell you what I gotta do next. Of course, is cut my piece over here, get that glued to the canopy. But back here, where my different shape mechanism to canopy shape, I'm gonna be making marks where it's gonna be going, where it's gonna be, and where it makes gaps in the top of the glass. Or I'm pretty much gonna have to take foam, styrofoam, and just cut bridges at the top. All right, and then on here on the sides, let me turn it up where you can see both sides. Out here on the sides, see, this one, this side, and this side, it's going to have to be a bridge built there to where it'll meet up with the canopy. See, I don't want to just fill the gap up with you know, glue or two-part epoxy. I don't want to do that. So I'm just gonna maybe cut a little thin piece of foam where to fit right here, and maybe just make a bevel piece of foam and fit right here, and put it up on the glass and look at it and make sure if I'm right where this needs to be, which where I had it laying was about, I actually had made that cut probably 3mm too far on that front wall here. But each movement forward, I'm also getting that motor further and further away from the battery, because when you operate the mechanism, the motor kind of swings forward and levels out. So it's gonna have to have a little bit of room right here to level out. But like I said, I've got at least 3/8 of an inch, I know, and it ain't gonna move down there 3/8 of an inch and hit that battery. So we're looking good. We're looking good. That's the end of part 2. I'm out.